Now, up to this moment, one of the visuals that we haven't looked at is the KPI visuals. And this is this particular button here. The KPI, or Key Performance Indicator visual, basically communicates the progress that you've made towards a goal. Whether it be sales or fundraising, you're moving towards a goal and the KPI is giving you progress on that. So let's show you how you could use the KPI visual. I'm going to start by first of all inserting a new page, and I want to name that page Support Summary. And I also want to create a new key measures group, and this is for my ticket measures. So I'm going to go into data, and I'm not going to put anything in the table, but I am going to name the table Key Ticket Measures and load. And here is eventually my key ticket measures. Now what I want to do is right click the key ticket measures and create a new measure. And I really want to count the number of support tickets. So number of tickets equals count and support ticket ID, which you'll find in the support tickets table. So I enter to that, that's my number of tickets. And there it is there. I can now get rid of column 1 because I've got a measure in my table now. So I'll right click column 1 and I'll delete that from the model. And in response, I'll go yes. Now what I want to do is create, so that's the number of support tickets we've received. I'm now going to right click key ticket measures and create another new measure. And what I want to do here is I want the total duration, the total amount of time we've spent on tickets. So total duration is the name of my measure, and equals SU, tab sum, and I want duration. So there it is there. So I want to total the duration, and that appears now in my key ticket measures. But I also want to know what was the average duration it took for a ticket to be resolved. So I'm going to right click my key ticket measures, create another new measure, and this is the average ticket duration. And this is equal to divide, the divide function, and I want to divide a numerator by a denominator. My numerator is total duration. Now that's not qualified, and I don't like having fields that aren't qualified. So I'm actually going to say key ticket measures, here we go. Key ticket measures, total duration. I like my fields or my measures to be qualified by their location. Otherwise, it's too easy to choose the wrong one. So it's my total duration in my key ticket measures query or table, comma, is divided by the key measures number of tickets. Close bracket, enter. So that's the average ticket duration. And then lastly, I want a target. I want my target for when a ticket is done to take no more than 3.6 days. So I'm going to right click key ticket measures, create a new measure. I'm just going to call it target duration. Let's make that a capital D, equals 3.6. That's my target. Okay. So there is my new key ticket measures group, and there's my 4 measures in it. Now what I'd like to do is click on a blank part of the canvas, report canvas, and add a matrix. Now, as far as what that matrix is going to have, it's going to have from the support tickets, so let me just right click and collapse all. From the support tickets, it's going to have the date created in the rows bucket. And in the, let me close that, in the key ticket measures, it's going to actually have the total duration in the values bucket. It's going to have the number of tickets in the values bucket. And it's going to have the average ticket duration in the values bucket. So let me have a look at this. If I stretch this out, basically I'm seeing the date the ticket was created, the total duration, the total time spent on that ticket, the number of tickets that were generated that day. So we had 643 tickets come in that day, and the total time spent on it was 2351. And the average ticket duration was 3.6 days to completion. All right, so that's our matrix, and I want to keep that visible, but just to the left of it, I want to add a slicer. So let me just move that over. Click on a blank part of the report canvas and click the slicer visualization. And I'm just going to move that over to the side here. Okay, now in the slicer, what I want to do is I want to drag date data, my date table, and I want to grab month name and put that into my slicer. And so then I'll just stretch it and resize it. Okay, about that. And I'm going to do the same to this. I'm just going to move this and stretch it. Oops. So it lines up about there, and drag that down. Okay, so in June, these were the tickets that were created. In July, these were the tickets that were created. So we've got a slicer that is giving us the month name, but above month name, I might grab year number and put that above month name. So I've got the year, and then I've got the month, like June. And so 2018, June is showing. Okay. Now I also want to, I've got the slicer selected, I want to go into the visualizations pane, and I want to add under slicer settings, I want to turn on show all. And when I turn this on, you'll see that be the first option in that slicer. So they can choose all if they want to. So that's the whole lot. Now the other thing I want to do is the title text, which I think you'll find under there. I want to edit that. Let me just have a look here. I'm just going to type title. And I want to edit that to say select to filter. And that's exactly what it says above that now, select to filter. Resize it and position it so it's only as wide as it needs to be, which is about there. So we've got as much space as we can do, and I'm just going to move this over to about there. And that's my slicer done, and that's my matrix done. Okay. Now, if I right click also, just for your information, you can actually expand all and collapse all as well. So I'm just going to collapse all. Now the other thing you can do is you can actually now add your KPI, and this is what I want to have a look at. Let's click on a blank part of the report canvas just to the right here. Let's add the KPI, and what do I want to do here? I want to drag the average ticket duration and put that into the value bucket. And I want to grab from the date data, I want to grab the day number and put that into the trend axis. And from the key ticket measures, I want to take the target duration, which is 3.6, and drop that into my target. So my target or goal is 3.6. For the overall period, we exceeded. Green is good. Well, no, it's not, but it's seen as good at the moment. The average is 3.69, so it's actually greater than my 3.6. Which it's interpreting as being a good thing. It's increased by 2.63, but we actually want to be below the target. The less the average ticket duration, the better. It means we've got it resolved quicker. So I need to format this KPI. So with the KPI, I want to go first of all to my visualization. I want to go to trend axis, and here it is here, the direction. High is actually not good. A high duration is not good. Low is actually good. So we're going to put it to low, in which case it's not all lovely. And instead of the word goal, I actually want to see the word target. So I'm going to change my target label from saying goal to actually saying target. Our target is 3.6, but we're actually averaging across the entire time period 3.69. which means we're missing our target by 2.63%. So I also want to go to general and I want to go to title, and I just want to put average versus, let me just move that out of the way, versus target ticket duration. And that's what appears at the top of my KPI. Okay. So if I was to not select all and to go to 2018 and I was to choose June, then that we didn't do well in June. If I was to choose August, we did worse in August. So if it was green, that would be good. But we actually, so there's our KPI. We are actually seeing how well we're doing. And if I click on a particular day, you can see a particular day. That day was good, 3.6. And then just show all again. So that is your KPI, and I'm just going to save.